One, you'll be with your group presenting a Cuban legend, Ernesto Oviedo, somebody that you're recorded on your last CD and you're helping create a West Coast tour for to recognize his contributions. Tell us a little bit about that project.
Well, Ernesto Oviedo is an old friend who I met on my first trip to Cuba, which was in 1990. I've only been to Cuba 3 times, but my first trip I met this gentleman, and he became like my Cuban daddy. He really took me under his wing. He's an elder, he's going to be 80 this year, and his dad is a pioneering Cuban musician, one of the innovators, one of the creators of the popular Cuban son from the 20s and all the way up to the time that his dad passed, which was shortly after I met him. On that same trip, I got to meet his dad. His dad was, I think, around 90 years old at that time. And his dad's name was Isaac Oviedo, just a giant in Cuban music. So I knew of the work of the family through the recordings and the legacy and seeing videos of the dad. And there are things on films that I've seen of, like, especially the Roots of Rhythm, PBS documentary that Harry Belafonte hosted, that I had the honor of being one of several consultants for. And their family is on there. And so I knew of Ernesto. I knew what he looked like, because of seeing him in that film. And it's a royal family of Cuban music. So I got to meet him just by chance, but not chance, because the year before I was in London. And I met his brother, Papi Oviedo, who is currently the tresero with the Buena Vista Social Club, his little brother. And I told him that I had recordings of his dad from the 20s, and he was very surprised because he didn't have those recordings. And I talked him into giving me his contact information. I told him, I know people that go to Cuba, and I'll send you the music. I didn't know at that moment, the year before, that the following year I was going to be in Cuba. I didn't know it at that moment. So when I went to Cuba in 1990, I went armed with this cassette of Isaac Oviedo's music from the 20s. And my first day, I went there to take the folk Cuba course of the National Folklore Troupe of Cuba. And we're dancing. When you dance son, you dance with live son. You dance oricha with bata. You dance congo with the tambores. You dance rumba with the rumberos. It's no recorded music. So we go to dance danzón, and in the danzón orchestra, there's Ernesto Oviedo. He was singing.
Wow.
So I recognized him right away. I went right up to him. I told him I had met his brother the year before, and then I had this cassette of his dad's music. He goes, "Oh, you want to meet the old man? Okay, tomorrow after the classes, we'll go." So he took me right to his house, and his whole family was there. They told everybody, Papi, his sister Julia was still alive, and a couple who had passed are still alive, including the old man. And we went and listened together to this music of the 20s. And it was really emotional, as you could imagine. Mm-hmm. The old man said, while we were listening, he said, "Tráeme mi aparato," bring my apparatus. He was talking about his tres. He hadn't played his tres for years, they said, because he had arthritis. He said our hands were kind of messed up. And he took the tres in his hand and he started playing along with the old music from the 20s, his music.
Along with his father.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about the father.
Oh, okay.
The father did it, yeah. The father's the one who did it. He was like almost 90 at the time. So we hit it off. We had a great friendship, and ever since then, on my trips to Cuba, I've been able to visit with him and his family, hang out with him. He takes me around, and he knows I have such a great interest and respect for Cuban music, especially the traditional music, that he asked me, "Who do you want to meet?" And I told him all the old timers I wanted to meet, and he told me, "No, he's dead. He's dead. He lives around the corner. I'll take you to his house. He lives over there. I'll take you there." And he took me to interview and meet all these old pioneers of Cuban music. So quite a relationship that we developed, and then we had a chance to work together in Europe. I had a little tour in Europe going on to back up the great singer Raúl Planas. And Raúl Planas passed. He died like a couple months before the tour was supposed to take place in Germany. It was a German guy organizing it, and he had also Jacqueline Castellanos, another great Cuban singer, was part of the tour. And he asked me, "Who can I get to replace him?" I said, "I got a guy for you, Ernesto Oviedo." So he hired Ernesto, and he brought Ernesto to Germany, and we ended up working together on this little tour in Germany, doing Cuban music, traditional music in Germany. So Ernesto we're really close, and he came last year for the first time. He came, we were able to bring him, and he came and he performed with us, and we recorded, and just quite a pleasure to be able to invite him into my house, as I've been to his house several times.
And so you recorded on Siempre Clásico, which got quite a bit of acclaim, and I know was very well received in San Francisco when you performed it last year. And now you have the opportunity, besides San Jose Jazz, I know that after San Jose Jazz there'll be an opportunity to see you as well. Where will that be?
Yeah, we're going to present Ernesto at Yoshi's on the 28th of August in Oakland. And then on the 19th, I believe it is, 19th or 20th of September, we'll be at the Monterey Jazz Festival. So really happy to be able to present him to a little bit of a wider audience, because he really is a remarkable old school singer a la Buena Vista. He could easily have been part of the Buena Vista.
He's a sonero.
Sonero, pero más bolerista.
Bolerista.
If you ask him, he's a wonderful sonero, and he comes from a family of royal soneros. But if you ask him, he says, no soy sonero. I'm a bolerista. That's his thing.
Okay, that's
Bolero.
his specialty.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that, and obviously backed up by your Grammy-nominated group.
Along with Orestes Vilato.
And, a legend on the timbal, Orestes Vilato.
Also, Jose Roberto Hernandez, who was a featured guitarist on the record that we recorded with Ernesto. He'll also be part of these concerts.
Very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting stuff, and yet there's more, because you're also backing up a hot young artist out of Spain, Alex Conde, who did a very well-received Descarga para Monk. Tell me about that.
Yeah, that's another thing. I'm very excited about that, because Alex is a remarkable piano player and composer and arranger, and he's really talented. He's very young and new, kind of upcoming. I think this is his, I don't think it's his debut CD, but it's the one that's kind of giving him some notoriety that he hadn't enjoyed up to now. And, he lives in the Bay Area, and I was just so pleasantly surprised to hear that music and to be able to be part of it. It was really wonderful to record that music, and we've done a few gigs since the record came out. But he's amazing. I really have enjoyed it. I've had the opportunity, I've had the honor to play with some wonderful piano players, and he really ranks highly up there, I think, among the piano players that I've had the honor of working with. The arrangements are special. You think at a certain point, well, I've heard Monk's music played every which way that I could possibly hear it, but no, Monk's music is so incredible from the beginning. But he did a beautiful thing with it to bring this Spanish from Spain and mixed with Afro-Cuban kind of sensibility to it, with a lot of straight ahead, a lot of monkism. He didn't lose the essence of monk at all, but he adds his flavor. It's got a very personal trademark on it, and I'm very impressed with him in every way, as a virtuoso pianist and soloist, but also what he did with the arrangements is really remarkable.
I feel that this festival in particular, starting with Cuban Rumba with Jesus Diaz, and we're presenting Etienne Charles doing the San Jose Suite, San Jose Trinidad, San Jose Costa Rica, San Jose California, and he's done spent a significant amount of time in each of those regions trying to tease out the Afro part of those traditions and what unifies them all. And then we have Alex Conde playing kind of flamenco, Spanish, Gitano roots, which also influenced all the Afro-Cuban diaspora as well, and is part of that heritage. So it's an exciting festival.
Yeah.
What I liked about Alex's performance as well was the dancers. And you don't normally see that in a jazz setting, much less when people are playing monk. And yet that added so much to the performance.
He's got a lot of vision.
Dancing will be part of that presentation.
Yeah, it's quite a learning experience also for me, because the level of writing and playing and reading required is high, and so it's a challenge for me. And also, I don't have a great deal of experience playing Spanish style music and those rhythms that they use in Spain and the flamenco. And he grew up in that. So it's really an opportunity for me to expand, what I do, and I'm really enjoying it. It's been a lot of fun. He's the kind of guy that, you never know what he's going to do. Like, you never know. Sometimes you don't know who's going to be on the next gig, kind of sometimes, because he knows he works with wonderful artists. A lot of times the artists aren't available. They're on tour or something for a certain concert, and he grabs these guys. He brought these guys in that I haven't worked with before, and they're wonderful musicians. Some of them I have, of course, like Desan Claiborne and Jeff Chambers. But John Arkin, I hadn't worked with before, the drummer. He's a wonderful drummer. And I think there's another drummer who I never heard of, a local guy who he's bringing in. And I know if he's bringing him in, he's got to be a monster.
And if I'm not mistaken, from Berkeley High School of Music
Is that right?
his background.
From Berkeley here or Berkeley High School? Yeah.
Berkeley High School.
Wow, that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So I can't wait. I'm always excited to see what he's going to pull out of the bag.
That's really exciting. And the third thing that we'd be remiss in mentioning is if anybody's watching local television, in particular seen one of our San Jose Jazz Summerfest commercials on either KPIX Channel 5 or CW44, they're hearing your music in the commercial beds, and so thank you for that.
Quite an honor for me. Arturo, how I feel about San Jose Jazz. It's quite an honor to be associated with the festival for many years, and it's always wonderful to play and to be there in the community. In that context, we always have a great time and we get treated well, and we really have a lot of respect and a lot of admiration, a lot of love for the festival. So that's an automatic, and we remain very grateful for the opportunity.
John Santos, educator, jazz leader. And really now one of the elder statesmen of Latin jazz in the world, right here in our backyard, a local treasure. Thank you very much, John Santos.
Thank you, Arturo.
All right.